guys, welcome to today's video. Today I want to take you through my morning skincare routine. Skincare is so important to me. It's definitely like my favorite category of beauty. Now, I started with my love of skincare, I'd say like in my late teens. It's when I discovered a brand called Lush, and I really got into learning what was in their products. So that's where I discovered what essential oils were and what they do exactly for the skin, and it just kind of blossomed from there. I did go back to school a few years ago and I got my license to be an esthetician. I don't currently work as an esthetician, but that doesn't mean I don't have passion for the field. It's definitely my favorite category of beauty, and it's where I spend all my money. I would much rather buy a new serum or a new moisturizer than like a new purse. I just feel like this is my one body and my one face that I get for my life, and I have to treat it well. Just a quick little disclaimer: if you have concerns for any of the ingredients in these products, or you're just not quite sure, or if you have sensitive skin, always do a patch test, do your research, consult your physician or your doctor. Don't just take my opinion. This is purely that. I am just expressing an opinion, and I'm not telling you need to go out and buy these things or try exactly what I am. This is just what works for me. And just a little bit of background on my skin type. I have normal to dry skin depending on the time of year. Winter is definitely brutal and I get very dry and patchy and flaky. Right now, I just say it's normal to dry. I do have a little bit of concern for sunspots, like you can see along my cheeks, especially on this side. I have a little bit of like a darkened patch there. So I'm always using stuff to try to lighten it. My pores also get clogged pretty easily, so I have to be careful with the weight of the products that I'm using. But other than that, I really just look for things that are anti-aging or brightening for my skin and that are just going to give me a lot of hydration. I'm going to start off this video with showing some of my cleansers and exfoliants. Now, I don't use these products every single day, especially a physical exfoliant. I might use that once a week or every other week, just depending on my skin or what's going on. If I'm going to wear a full face of makeup, I might do something different than if I'm just going to wear like a tinted moisturizer. And I'm also showing these now where I'll show more of my treatments and my masks for my PM routine, which I will do a follow-up with in a couple days. You guys will see that. I tend to do more masks and treatments in the evening, where I tend to exfoliate more during the daytime. First up is a micellar water that I use pretty much daily. This is by Origins, and it's the Mega Mushroom Skin Relief, and it's just really gentle. I don't know if I buy this specific one again. I'm looking at the Pacifica one next. This one's just expensive. I want to say I paid $34 for it, and for what it is and what it does, like, I just feel like I could get something a little bit cheaper. But on the daily, I will wipe this onto my skin in the morning, always going up on a cotton pad, and that just gives me my first initial cleanse. I tend to not use like a foaming cleanser during the daytime or my Clarisonic. I just don't feel like I need it, and in fact I feel like it irritates my skin. So unless I am going in with exfoliant like in the shower in the morning, usually this is just what I do. As far as an actual cleanser goes and what I might use if I do take a shower in the morning, I like this cleanser by Eminence, and it's their lemon cleanser. It's just really gentle. It's a creamy cleanser. It doesn't set up very much. It doesn't do too well with taking off makeup, and that's why I'm going to use it in the morning. But I just put a little bit in my hands. Again, I tend not to use my Clarisonic in the morning. I feel like my skin only really needs it once a day. I don't want to do too much stimulation or overdo it, so I just use this with my hands in the shower. So for two physical exfoliants that I like to use, the first one is by Suki, and this is the Exfoliate Foaming Cleanser. I love this stuff, and so does my husband. We go through it pretty quickly, even though I only say I use it about once a week or once every other week, but it has little sugar bits in it. And the cool thing about this is when you put it on your skin and start to work in and massage it in, it actually does foam up, and it's actually a cleanser. I think a lot of times people believe that their scrub is actually a cleanser, and it's not. You have to actually go in with a separate cleanser, but this one is a 2-in-1. I love this stuff. This one's almost empty, and I have a backup back here. The next physical exfoliant I want to show is by Neogen Dermalogy, and these are the Bio Peel Lemon Gauze Peeling Pads, and I love these. I know they have two other ones. There's a green tea one and a wine one with resveratrol. I really want to try that one next. I'm not quite sure how much they differ among them, but I love these. They're basically two-sided little pads, and I like these for when I need to exfoliate, but I know I'm not going to be getting it in the shower or using a scrub, so especially if I'm going to wear foundation or something like that and I don't want to appear patchy. So these are two-sided. There's one side that's soft and cottony, and then the other side has like a little crosshatch texture, and that's where you're getting your exfoliation from. And basically you just slide your fingers in between the pad. I'm going to apply the soft side first and work it in. So today I'm basically just having a me day. I scheduled this last month for myself and it just never happened. So I'm going to be taking a bath and reading a book, and then also just doing like a hair mask and a face mask. I also just want to like be able to veg out on the couch a little bit. I'm working through Gilmore Girls. Right now I'm on the Revival series. I started it back in April, so I didn't watch it when everyone else did. Now I'm just going in with that crosshatch side, and I'm just going to use it in the places that I needed. But I didn't watch it when everyone else did like a decade ago, but so far I really, really like the Revival. I feel like it's really true to the show. All the characters still feel the same, and I know people didn't like it. I'm not quite sure why yet. Of course, I don't know the ending, but for right now, I'm really, really into it. And I think people are so hard on these types of shows. Like, to be honest, some shows can't even keep consistency between their own seasons. I'm looking at Jew Dexter, and Gilmore Girls was actually really good at doing that. I felt like everything was consistent throughout, especially watching it all at one time. Maybe you'll feel differently, especially if you did have to wait a decade for this to come back. But for me, and right now, I'm enjoying it. I guess we'll have to see who Rory ends up with, or if she ends up with anyone at all. Like, I'm totally fine if she ends up being like Miss Independent Woman, but I don't want her to end up with Dean. Not a fan, and also not a fan of Logan. He's kind of a jerk. So I'm hoping she ends up with Jess. I am like such a Jess fan. I know I can't help it. I like a bad boy, but I guess we'll see what I think after today. So now that this is set in for about a minute or two, I'm just gonna go ahead and rinse it off. So now I'm back and extra exfoliated. I do just want to show off my shirt real quick. How cute is this? And it is so freaking true. So now I'm going to go in and exfoliate my lips. Again, this is a step that I definitely don't do every single day, but I tend to wear lipstick, of course, during the daytime. So when I do exfoliate my lips, it's going to be in the morning. I have two different ones I like to use. This one, the first one is from Lush, and it's the Mint Juleps. This one is a little bit more grittier, and it's a little bit more sticky, so I tend to use this one in the shower, but I do love it. And the next one is from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. This one is the Lemon Icebox Cookies. This is so delicious. You see him all the time in his videos, like just sticking his finger right in and eating it. I'm not gonna do that, but I am gonna demo it just dry. I'll probably make a huge mess. And I'm getting this all over my face, but it's delicious. Like, it's kind of like a little bit of a treat. And he has these in so many different flavors, probably like 15 different ones. He does different ones that are like limited edition. I would definitely pick up another one. This one's cool too because you can just carry it in your purse if you can manage not to make a huge mess out of it like I am. I'm just gonna wipe that off. So what's funny to me and super clear as I'm sitting here is I always say I don't like citrus, but lemon, 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 and lemon. So apparently I really love lemon. So next up is my toner and my elixir portion of my skincare routine. This is the Rose Petal Thayers Witch Hazel, and I love this stuff. If you watch my product empties, it was in there, and I use this about once or twice a day depending on the day. Now I don't use this if I use that micellar water over here. I only use this really if I cleansed or exfoliated my skin in the morning, but I go on with this afterwards, and I just put it on a cotton pad, and I do the same thing at night. So you'll definitely see this in my PM routine as well. But I just wipe it on my skin all around. Next up is a skin elixir from the brand Whal Myung, and I just love this stuff. This is just a travel size. I do plan on buying the full size of it, but an elixir is a liquid that I feel like preps your skin for more moisture or more of your serums, and it just helps them penetrate. Now this has the worst packaging. I don't think the full size is quite this slow. I actually think it comes with a pump, but you'll see. I've tried this all different ways. I've tried shaking the bottle. And I just wait till I get enough in my hand. So I definitely don't do this step every single day. I just wait till I have the time to use this. And that should be enough. And I'm just gonna press that into my skin. It has a really light fragrance. It does smell slightly herbal. And this is just like an extra fancy routine step. I do use this sometimes at night as well. I have a couple different essences or elixirs I use at night. But it doesn't feel oily or greasy. It just feels like I'm pressing water into my skin. But it definitely gives me a little bit of added hydration. It totally looks oily on camera, but it's really not. It's just giving me like a little bit of a healthy glow right now. I'm gonna go in with my serums next. Now I have two that I'm gonna show that have vitamin C in them. This one I'm pretty much using up. This is from Edible Beauty, and it's the Exotic Goddess Ageless Serum. I don't hate this, I just don't really love the texture. It's actually kind of sticky in texture. It has something called Kakadu Plum in it that has a lot of vitamin C, And I was basically just using this for a vitamin C alternative. I really wanted this one, but I was trying to hold off and not spend the money. I ended up spending the money, and then this one's just probably going to sit in my bathroom, and I'll probably use it about once or twice a week just to use up the bottle. Now, why not wait and finish this up first? One, there was a sale going on, and two, I'm impatient. This is a C-Firma Day Serum from Drunk Elephant. Now, I've only been using this for about a week. I'm going to pump it into my hand, and this has like a really light, liquidy texture. And as I said, I do have some concerns for sunspots, and that's really why I'm using this. It's really important to use this type of product with sunscreen. So make sure you do that. I always do, or I use like makeup with sunscreen in it. Now, just a little bit of a disclaimer. At first, when you put this on, it kind of smells like chemical, but then after a while, it smells more like ham. Yes, ham, like deli ham. And if you're a vegan or vegetarian, you might not be able to stand that scent. I don't feel like it lasts too long, but it's not pleasant. This next step is something I definitely do more in the evening, but if my skin's feeling dehydrated, I will use it during the day too. This is one of my favorite skincare finds ever. I started using this in the beginning of the year. This is by Josie, Maran, and it's the Pure Argan Milk Intensive Hydrating Treatment. It just makes my skin feel so silky, and it really does give me that extra hydration. Now, I usually just put this right onto my skin, and I just do little drops. And I rub it in at first, and then I just press it in. I always carry whatever excess product I have right down my neck and on the back of my hands, especially with those serums and moisturizers. I feel like there's just wasted product if you're just gonna rinse it off, so I like to actually use it. This really has no scent to it, so if you are sensitive to fragrance and have dry or dehydrated skin, definitely pick this one up. I love it. Now we're moving on to my moisturizers and my hydrators. I'm going to start with eye cream. This one's by Supergoop. Now, I don't really know if it does anything for my dark circles or if it does anything for my fine lines. Maybe I'll find out in the future, but this does have an SPF of 37, and I feel like sunscreen around the eye area is really important. It's actually kind of hard to find a sunscreen with an adequate amount of SPF. This does have a cooling metal applicator. I don't actually use that. I just put about the size of a grain of rice on my fingertip, and I'm going to press this along the bone under my eye and then onto the top. If you smear eye cream on directly underneath your eye, it can actually make circles darker and just irritate that whole area. So your eye will actually do the work for you. It will actually absorb that product. So this is how I always apply eye cream, with just a very gentle hand. And then two moisturizers I want to show. One is more of like my daytime summer routine moisturizer or my lotion, and the other one's more for wintertime when it gets really cold out. The first one's by Edible Beauty, and this is the Vanilla Silk Hydrating Lotion. I really like this stuff. It's actually, I'd say, more of like a thick lotion. It's not like watery or light or anything, and I feel like it gives me adequate moisture. This brand I haven't seen getting a lot of love on YouTube or in general, and I really like them so far, everything I've tried. And you always want to wipe up with your moisturizer again. It doesn't really smell like vanilla. If you're curious, it actually smells more like citrus again. But all over. I feel like it layers really well underneath my makeup. It doesn't make anything feel oily or greasy. It just feels nice and hydrated. And then for a thicker or more like wintertime cream that I like to use, it's from Aveda, and it is their Intensely Hydrating Rich Cream. This stuff is awesome, especially if your skin is chapped, if it's wintry, if it's very windy outside. This is what I use to kind of save my skin. I'm going to show you just the texture on the back of my hand. It never feels greasy, but it feels like it's protective. And I just love this stuff. I go through it so fast in the winter because I end up using it morning and night just to give my skin that hydration that it needs. And it has a light fragrance, but it smells like sandalwood, which is my absolute favorite besides rose. I love sandalwood too. The next two items I'm going to show are just like extras. This is a Brazilian Kiss Cupuaçu Lip Butter by Sol de Janeiro. I do really like this stuff. I picked this up solely because I love that body butter. I'm obsessed with it. But this one has that nutty scent too, like the pistachio. That's what's in the other one. But it's just their light lip balm. I don't know if I will use this one in the winter. I really like Honey Trap from Lush when it's wintertime just because it's a little bit thicker. I feel like that one's a little bit better when my lips are chapped, but this one's just fine for now. I think it's $18. The last item I'm going to show is from Josie Maran again. I just love her skincare. This is the Argan Infinity Intensive Creamy Oil. And I kind of think of this as like a wonder balm. You can use it for so many different things. I think they're all listed on her website and on Sephora. But it's like a thick occlusive balm. And you can use this anywhere where you have chapped or dry skin. Now it does get a little liquidy if I leave it out in my shower for too long or by my shower for too long. You can see it's kind of turning liquidy there. If you just pop it in the fridge, it will get solid again. And I'll use this on my lips or anywhere that's dry. You can use it on your cuticles. The other place I like to use this product is on my elbows. I do have eczema. It kind of gets worse every single year. I don't have it super severe, but it does get more irritated and more red every single year, and I like to use it there because it doesn't exacerbate the issue. It doesn't completely get rid of it, but it doesn't do anything to irritate it. And I think I've had this since last November, and you can see I've barely made a dent into it. I definitely think it's worth the cost. I think it's like $28 or $30, and I just feel like it's a great thing to have on hand because you can use it for so many different things. That's it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for getting ready for the day with me or getting ready to veg on the couch. I appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, please like this video, and please give me a comment if you've tried any of these products below, or if you'd like to try any of them, let me know below as well. I hope you enjoy this video, and I will see you soon.